Welcome to Keynotes to Collectibles with Curtis Zimmerman. In this series, I'll be sharing Ray's sports collection and my temporary shift from being a keynote speaker to the world of sports cards and collectibles. It's funny because as a keynote speaker, many times on the stage, I said, passion supersedes natural ability. Get passionate about what you want to do in your life. Get passionate about your relationships. Get passionate about how you're going to spend your time. And I have to be honest, like so many other people during the pandemic, it was hard for me to find passion. It was hard for me to find things every day to get up and be jacked up about because I'm an interactive person. I need large groups of people. I need to share my message and I need to hear other people's messages as well. And that was hard to do. There were no sports to watch on TV. There was the news to watch if you wanted to be depressed. So me, like millions and millions of other people in the whole United States, they wanted to find a happy place. And one of the things that they remembered brought them joy was their comic book collection, was their Star Wars collection, was their baseball card collection. And so what they did was they climbed up in the attic and they pulled that stuff out. They went down in the basement and rooted through a bunch of stuff and they pulled that stuff out and they started putting it down and looking through it and thinking about a happier time. Thinking about when they had those things and they tried to put a set together and they were looking for a certain card, card number 23, I need it so bad, and they finally got it and it put closure and it felt like the world was all right. And I'm telling you, the reason why right now there's such an explosion when it comes to cards, there's such an explosion when it comes to collectibles, is because of that exact thing. The other part to this story is that as people like me were sitting down and going through their cards and looking through their stuff, people's daughters, sons, teenagers, 9, 10, 11-year-olds, 14-year-olds came downstairs and said, "Dad, what is all this junk? What is all this stuff you're looking through? What is this? Tell me the story." And then they started reliving their past and explaining that. And all of a sudden, their kids said, "Wow, this is kind of cool. Do you think, Giannis and Jaw and all the people that are playing right now, do they have cards?" Absolutely. We can go and start collecting cards together. You know, the funny thing about those players, the modern day players, is that there are cards for them as well. And so we can start collecting those together, and I can have my stuff from the past and we can bring out the new stuff. And together, sons, daughters built a new relationship away from iPhones, away from televisions, away from iPads, and really focusing on something else together that's healthy. And that's why I love it so much. And that's why I'm encouraging so many other people to get into the hobby. You know, you're able to sort things. And what I like to do, though, with my stuff is so many people, they collect, let's just say, baseball cards, basketball cards. And they get the cards and they get them, they're really excited. Then they put them in a box, they put a lid on it, and they put it in the corner. I want you to think about, what is it that you collect? What is it that you have from your past that you think is really cool? And how could you highlight it? You know, I started collecting when I was a little kid these stickers. All different kinds of stickers. I used to go sticker collecting, and I'd get up in the morning and I'd walk around to gas stations and I got STP stickers, and they used to have them and they'd give them away to kids. And I remember the first time I got a Wacky Pack stickers. I think my older brother, David, he saw them and he grabbed it and gave it to me, and I opened it up, and sure enough, there was a little sticker in there, and it was of a MasterCard. And I may have already shared this story, but basically I used to use that as a kid. I would try to buy something and I'd give the person the MasterCard, and the woman ripped it in half and said, "That's not a real MasterCard," and ripped it in half and gave it back. I was devastated. But to this day today, I've made some displays with all the different Wacky packages from when I was a kid, but I still have that one. And of all the Wacky packages I have, even though it's ripped in half and it's not worth anything, it's the most valuable of all my Wacky packages. If I had to get rid of all of them, that would be the one I'd like to hold on to because it has the biggest memory. So don't just collect something because you think it's going to be worth money. Don't collect something because other people think it's a good idea. Collect something because it's your passion. Passion supersedes natural ability. And as I collected things through the years, and I made these displays with things. So I never thought that would be something I'd be doing in the future. I never thought when I was going to garage sales on the weekends with my kids that one day all of that knowledge, watching Shark Tank, watching Pawn Stars, watching the shows that I enjoyed so much, I never realized that I was actually doing research for this next chapter in my life. Even if it only lasts a year, all of those things were going to build on me having an understanding of how to negotiate things and how to work through the values of things. And really, I want to encourage you to think about the value of what you have, and is it sitting in a drawer, your memories, and how can you get it out of the drawer? I'll do one more just quick example of that, and that is I had the honor to go to every other year McDonald's. Now, McDonald's Corporation is somebody I've worked a lot with as a speaker, but every other year they have a giant conference, and I'm talking giant, like thousands and thousands of people. And I had the honor to go there with Jeff Montfort, who's an owner-operator for years, a great friend of mine, and he was being honored with one of the highest honors you can get as an owner-operator with McDonald's. So he was able to invite a couple guests. So I went there, and I went to the ceremony, and then I got to walk around. I mean, talk about just a crazy kind of event with hundreds and hundreds of vendors, all different kinds of vendors there. But what I found out was McDonald's was changing its world headquarters. So they had to clean out a bunch of stuff, and they thought, hey, you know what, we'll take this stuff to the conference and we'll put it on a big table, and all the McDonald's folks that are there can take some of it. And some of it was buttons. So they had all these nostalgic buttons. I mean, they're going way back, all different ones. And I'm standing at this table with literally thousands of buttons on it. And then there were people that work with McDonald's for years and years and years. And they started going through the buttons and telling the different stories. So that's from this time period. And I just watched them, and I kind of picked out. Now remember, I could have took 100. I could have taken 200, but I didn't. I kind of listened to them, and I picked and chose certain ones. And I had a little stack of buttons. And then what I did was, when we left the McDonald's rally, we left this whole giant thing. When we walked out, they gave us something you could only get if you were at the national convention. And it was a little book with an M on it. So again, I took all that stuff and I put it in a drawer. And I thought, man, that was such an amazing memory. It's kind of a once in a lifetime getting to go to that. And I'm such a huge McDonald's advocate, and all my friends, my McFamily. If only I could do something to remember that. So again, I took it and I got it out and I put it in a frame, and I have that now, and it's in my office. And every time I see it, it reminds me of the amazing experience that I had with McDonald's. Well, that brings us full circle. That brings us all the way back to, again, me being in the pandemic, me sitting in the basement with all my Michael Jordan memorabilia and saying, you know what, I'm going to start putting things together, and I'm going to start making giant, displays with my Michael Jordan cards and memorabilia. And that's exactly what I did. And that's what started me on this journey to go ahead and jump off the cliff and buy Ray's Sports Collection. So I want to share some of the pictures of that with you. If you're listening to that right now on my podcast, The Next 24 Hours, I encourage you to click the links, and you can see some of the displays I put together. I'm working on many, many more, and over time I'm going to share those with my listeners. I'm going to share those with people at Traders World and in my store. So I hope that you enjoy them. I know I enjoyed putting them together, and I encourage you to spend some time with your family and take some of your memories and put them where you live every day in the space that you are. And I promise you they'll have more meaning moving forward. Enjoy. To learn more about Ray's Sports Collection, go to facebook.com/Ray's Sports Collection. And if you're looking for a speaker to inspire and engage your people, visit my website, curtiszimmerman.com. Thanks for tuning in to Keynotes to Collectibles.